Hello, and welcome back to Slow English, the channel where you learn English through simple, real stories. Today's story is called The Interview. This is an A2 level story. The words are simple, the sentences are short, and I will speak slowly and clearly. The story is about a young woman called Nina. Today she has a job interview, her most important interview yet. She has prepared for weeks, but on the morning of the interview, everything seems to go wrong. Are you ready? Let's begin. Nina woke up at 6:30. The interview was at 10 o'clock. She had plenty of time. She lay in bed for exactly 3 minutes. She had promised herself no longer, and then got up. She had prepared everything the night before. Her outfit was hanging on the back of the door, a navy blue blazer, a white blouse, and smart black trousers. Her bag was packed. Her CV was printed. Twice. She went to the bathroom, had a shower, and started getting ready. At 7:45, she went to the kitchen to make breakfast. She put 2 pieces of bread in the toaster and filled the kettle. Then she knocked over her coffee. The whole mug went across the kitchen counter and onto her white blouse. Nina stood very still for a moment. Then she said, quietly and carefully, some words that we will not repeat here. She changed her blouse. She had one other smart blouse, pale blue, slightly creased. She ironed it quickly. It looked fine. Not perfect, but fine. At 8:30, she picked up her bag and left the flat. She had 1 hour and 30 minutes. The office was 30 minutes away by tube. She would be early. Everything was fine. She got to the tube station and saw a sign on the door. Severe delays on all lines due to signal failure. Nina closed her eyes. She checked the map on her phone. The office was in the city center, too far to walk in time. She opened the taxi app. The wait time was 14 minutes. Too long. She looked up the bus routes. There was a bus, the number 47, that went directly to the street. It left in 4 minutes from the stop around the corner. Nina ran. She got to the bus stop just as the bus was pulling in. She tapped her card, found a seat, and sat down, breathing hard. She checked the time. 8:42. The journey would take about 35 minutes. She would arrive at 9:17, 43 minutes early. She let out a long breath. On the bus, she opened her notes app and read through her preparation one more time. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want to work here? What are your strengths? What is your biggest weakness? She had answers for all of them. She had practiced in front of the mirror. She had practiced with her flatmate. She had even recorded herself on her phone and listened back, which was deeply uncomfortable but probably helpful. She was ready. She just needed to stay calm. Nina arrived at the building at 9:19. It was a tall glass office building with a revolving door and a reception desk inside. She pushed through the door and walked to reception. Receptionist. Good morning. How can I help you? Nina. Good morning. My name is Nina Sharma. I have an interview at 10 o'clock with the marketing team. I think I'm speaking with Ms. Davies. Receptionist. Of course. Let me check. She typed quickly. Yes, Nina Sharma. 10 o'clock with Claire Davies. You're nice and early. Nina. I had a small adventure getting here. The receptionist smiled. Would you like to take a seat? Can I get you a glass of water? Nina. Yes, please. That would be lovely. She sat in a low, comfortable chair in the reception area. The office building was bright and modern. Open-plan desks, visible through the glass walls, people moving about with coffee cups and laptops. Nina straightened her blazer. She drank her water slowly. At 5 to 10, a woman appeared through a door to the left. She was about 40, with dark hair and a warm, direct smile. She walked over with her hand extended. Ms. Davies. Nina, I'm Claire Davies. It's great to meet you. Nina. It's great to meet you too. Ms. Davies. Come on through. The interview room was small and bright. A round table, 2 chairs, a glass of water already waiting. Ms. Davies sat down and opened a folder. Ms. Davies. So, Nina, thank you for coming in today. Let's start simply. Can you tell me a little about yourself? Nina took a breath. Nina. Of course, I graduated 2 years ago with a degree in communications. Since then, I've been working as a marketing assistant at a retail company. I've really enjoyed it, especially the social media and content side of things. But I'm ready for more responsibility. And when I saw this role, it felt like exactly the right next step. Ms. Davies, that's great. And why us specifically? Why this company? Nina, I followed your campaigns for a while. The work you did last year for the sustainability launch was really impressive. It felt very authentic. I want to work somewhere where the marketing actually means something. Ms. Davies nodded and made a small note. Ms. Davies, I like that answer. Now, tell me about a time you faced a challenge at work. What happened, and how did you handle it? Nina thought for a moment. She had prepared an answer for this. Nina, last year we had a product launch that didn't go as planned. The timeline moved forward by 2 weeks at the last minute. I had to reorganize the whole social media schedule very quickly. It was stressful, but I stayed focused, communicated clearly with the team, and we delivered on time. It actually taught me a lot about working under pressure. Ms. Davies, excellent. That's exactly the kind of situation we deal with here. The interview continued for another 20 minutes. Questions about teamwork, creativity, and where Nina saw herself in 3 years. Nina answered each one as clearly and honestly as she could. At the end of the interview, Ms. Davies closed her folder and smiled. Ms. Davies, Nina, do you have any questions for me? Nina, yes, a couple, if that's okay. What does a typical day look like for someone in this role? Ms. Davies, good question. It varies. Some days are mostly writing and planning. Others are more reactive, dealing with live campaigns. No 2 days are exactly the same, which is something our team really enjoys. Nina, and what do you think makes someone successful here? Ms. Davies thought for a second. Ms. Davies, curiosity and the ability to stay calm when things change quickly. She smiled, which, based on today, I think you might be quite good at. Nina smiled back. I had some practice this morning. Ms. Davies laughed. We'll be in touch within the week. It was really lovely to meet you, Nina. Nina, thank you so much. It was lovely to meet you too. She shook hands with Ms. Davies and walked back through reception. The receptionist gave her a small wave. Nina pushed through the revolving door and stepped outside. The sun had come out while she was inside. Nina walked to a small cafe around the corner and ordered a flat white. She sat at a table by the window and looked out at the street. She thought about the interview, the questions she had answered well, the one she had stumbled on slightly, the question about creativity, where she had paused for a little too long. But she had answered it, and she had kept going. Her phone buzzed, a message from her flatmate. How did it go? Nina smiled and typed back, I think it went well. I actually think it went really well. 3 dots appeared. Then, I knew it. Celebratory dinner tonight? Nina laughed out loud in the cafe. The man at the next table looked up, then smiled too, the way people do when someone else's happiness is contagious. Yes, she typed. Definitely yes. She put her phone down and picked up her coffee. Outside, the city moved past the window, buses, cyclists, people walking fast with places to be. Nina sat still for a moment, in no hurry at all. And that is the end of today's story. The interview. I hope you enjoyed it. Job interview vocabulary is very useful. Words like CV, strengths, weakness, challenge, responsibility, and follow up are all words you will hear and use in real professional English. And remember, even when the morning goes wrong, the interview can still go right. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe and click the notification bell. A new story every week. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time.